The 3rd of April 2008. I was going about my normal day when all of a sudden I had a terrible stomachache. Conditions weren't too bad at first, but they kept getting worse. Doctors told me I had acute appendicitis, and then my husband and I were in the hospital. My appendix was acting up and getting sick or clogged, which was causing all that terrible pain. The doctor strongly suggested surgery to avoid problems during a medical emergency. The doctor tried to make me feel better by telling me that treatment would be easy and not very dangerous. The surgery went well at first, but things went badly when an infection was found in the wound while the person was still healing. Because of this, a second surgery had to be done to fix problems caused by germs from the staph. There were some problems that were unique to the second treatment. I was sedated, but I could still hear background noise and heard bits and pieces of talks about my family, which made me feel both confused and angry. Since staph germs were everywhere, they made things harder and were hard to get rid of. As soon as I came out of the intensive care unit, my family's serious faces showed that they were very worried. Due to an oxygen tube in my throat, I couldn't talk to my family and friends to comfort them. As the doctor talked to my family and brought up the possibility of brain damage, it became clear how bad things were. As the staph infection continued to spread covertly, medical workers thought about using antibiotics while pointing out the risks. Because I had trouble communicating, I couldn't stay with my family overnight, so my attempts to show concern were seen in the hospital room. The situation got worse when a nurse had to quickly leave to pick up her daughter from school. I was having a hard time breathing because the tube had become blocked, stopping air from getting to my lungs. Because I couldn't say how upset I was, I turned my body to try to warn everyone. Time seemed to go on forever, like a terrible pain that would never end. Then all of a sudden, an alarm went off, letting everyone know that a group of scared doctors and nurses had arrived. Their frantic calls roused a group of experts to come help. They were working so hard that the room was full of noise, and I could hear every desperate order, but I could slowly stop breathing. Quickly injecting liquids through a tube, the doctor tried to get rid of the blockage. My heart stopped beating and my breathing stopped, and I felt like I wasn't connected to anything. At that moment, I left my physical form. I was upside down in a hospital gown when I opened my eyes again. The pain had gone away, and I felt a sudden overwhelming sense of rest. My body lay below, and a queue of doctors was attending to it. Moving down and getting closer, a dark force made me feel like I needed to leave this world. I was scared and fought back hard because I wanted to keep my family and body. I couldn't do anything to stop the force. It was too strong. I knew I was going to leave this world when I finally gave up. After I gave in to the power, a journey into the transcendence began. In this surreal scene, there was a huge tree whose bright light seemed to fill the whole area. There were many small animals living together peacefully around the tree, giving off an air of strange but deep love. Their words went deep into my soul and filled me with a peace I had never felt before. As I felt myself gently rising, my body started to relax deeply. This ease went deep inside me, all the way to the core of who I am. The college of different kinds of wildlife that stretched out in front of me was like nothing else Earth had ever shown me. They seemed to have an odd, unspoken connection, and the colors they used together made a beautiful palette. We seemed to know each other better than we let on. In any case, I kept walking slowly but carefully. Kids of all races and skin tones played together. Every single one shows how beautiful they are and how happy they make other people. They laughed as they ran and played in the fields. Their happy eyes led me to a beautiful park with a royal fountain in the middle. Meeting people of all ages on my way to the park painted a picture of happiness and peace. Feelings of love filled the air, and everyone smiled. Various colored flowers grew all around the pond, and people were having deep conversations that went beyond words. Some people were reading, but I wasn't in any pain or trouble. I thought for a moment about my family and the temporary shade that their problems cast over them. Still, hope rose, and in the end, they were seen. When I walked into a group of old people, their energy belied their years. At a park full of flowers and a calm river, I noticed a light in the distance. This could be where I'm going. The love coming from it got stronger as I got closer. It was a whisper of conclusion and a calling warmth. I felt its light wrap around me as I got closer. My soul didn't feel heavy as this light filled me with a pure love and peace that I had never felt before. I was overwhelmed with gratitude and felt thrilled and happy. I became amazed and scared at the mysterious power that was leading me. A soft touch on the back of my head let me know someone cared, and a kind voice told me to calm down. It said, "Not yet," which showed that my worries were still there. That's when I began my journey home. It suddenly occurred to me with awe. Was this sudden return all there was to go? From my hospital bed, I could see doctors doing CPR, which was truly amazing. Unnoticed at first, the mysterious power kept working to bring about love and peace. I didn't want to go back to my physical form. And then a bigger, stronger voice said that there was more at stake than just having fun for oneself. I have too much on my to-do list. It said I'm needed by too many people. It looks like I hadn't finished my task yet. The unknown being with a purpose carefully pushed me back into my body, giving me a sharp pain. I woke up to find a lot of medical workers around me. The warmth was growing in my chest. I yelled out in pain, "No, I don't want to go back. I'd rather not proceed." No one listened to my pleas. My complaint was not heard. As sleep slowly took over, I felt a terrible fear. It looked like no one was paying attention to my pleas. Instead, they were all set on sending me back to this horrible world. While I was gone, my heart stopped beating fast. However, the doctor was determined to assist me. My heartbeat came back after what seemed like an endless time. Throughout the night, a dedicated doctor was by my side. First, I didn't understand what was going on and thought the doctor was to blame for my comeback. There were several hours before I started to wake up. As I slowly became more aware of what had happened, I faced the truth of it. This happened after I told the doctor about my experience. After that, he told me stories of near-death events that made me feel better. He said there might be a mysterious force at work, like a strong faith or belief. When asked, I said I didn't believe in any religion. I considered what the doctor had said and wondered if faith could help me make sense of this strange event. When he said that religion might give strength in hard times, it made me feel better. When I got home, I had mixed thoughts. I was thankful to see my family and partner again. There was still a lot of confusion, and it was hard for me to describe what I had seen. When I told my husband about the vision of power and light, he wrote it off as a post-surgery dream, which made me feel better. While I sat on my bed, memories kept playing over and over in my mind. The voice didn't go away. It kept telling me that I still had a job to do and people to help. My husband didn't believe what I was saying about my meeting, but I stuck to it. There was no doubt that it was real and not a drug-induced hallucination. I think this event that changed my life will keep affecting me for many years to come. I'm sure I should make the most of this chance to make a difference, and I'm grateful for it. I'm motivated to live a worthwhile life because of what the voice said. I'm sure that this encounter with the extraordinary will change the course of my life.